Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. We are now in the season when we spend a lot of time davening, so it's time to review a halacha or two on Hilchas Tefillah. The Alter Rebbe in Hilchas Tefillah, Siman Tzadik Siv Chav, says, "Hamispalo Shmeina Esrei, Tzarich Shelo Yehei Davar Choytzeitz Beinoi Levein Akir." One who is davening Shmeina Esrei, it's best if there is nothing in between him and a wall. He should daven as close as possible to a wall. And he brings a pasuk, Shenemar Vayasef Chizkiyo Ponav El Akir Vayispalo. And the Alter Rebbe goes on to discuss, how about if you have a table in front of you before the wall? How about if you have a stender in front of you? And he says anything permanent like that is not considered a hefsek in between you and the wall, but that's the best way not to be mevalvo, as we'll soon discuss what's so significant about the wall. But then at the end, the Alter Rebbe finishes off, and he says, if, however, a person is davening in a minyan, and he's davening in a small room in a minyan, and in that case, it's impossible that there will be enough space for you to daven closely to the wall, don't worry about it. However, mikol makom yatzim einov, close your eyes, or yispalo mitoich hasidr, or daven looking into the sidr. V'lo yabit l'chutz, don't look around. V'lo yavoi lidei bitul kavana, so it won't interrupt your kavana al yidei adavar achoytze shelafonav. If there's things walking around, things in front of you that might interrupt, if you keep looking in the sidr or close your eyes, that will help you. Now, I did see in one of the Shailas Teshuvas Sfarim, somebody was asked, one of the Rabbanim was asked, l'chayra davening too close to a wall, you could think might be a problem, because then when you have to bow for Baruch Hu, bow for whatever, for different parts of the davening, if you're so close to the wall, you can bow frontward. You'll have to bow to the side. So one of the poskim, one of the Rabbanim today was asked, is that a problem? Maybe it's best to bow frontwards. And he actually proved from the way we shake our head during Kaddish and during Birchas Kohanim that there is no big deal if you bow to the right or to the left. But we see now that having a wall in front of you is good. We also see that when a person is davening, he has to be in total concentration of what he's doing. So people shouldn't walk by around him, interrupting his davening. You're not allowed to walk within the daled amis of somebody who is davening, because there are two basic reasons which are brought for this. Number one, that it's interrupting the kavana of the person davening, and number two, you are causing a hefsek between the person davening and the shechina. The shechina who he's davening to is in his daled amis. By walking by, it's like a hefsek between the mispalo and the shechina. Very simple. Two very simple halachas. Let's talk about the second one. The second one is that a person should not walk, a person should be able to concentrate. You're not allowed to walk within his daled amis of a person davening. Why is it that we find all over the place that people are not that makbid, especially in the bigger shuls where you can't, we don't find, this is so emphasized that people should be careful to have their own daled amis. So this question is already discussed in many svarim, and these are the different answers that are given. Number one, that if you have as the Alter Rebbe says, if you have a stender or a table, something in front of you, the table, if it's high, or the stender, if it's tall or high, yud tfachim, then it puts you already in a different rishus of that person. So if the person is not walking within, obviously he can't walk by very close to you, because he has to walk around your table, your stender, so he's in a different rishus. That's one heter which is given. Another heter, again, is similar to what the Alter Rebbe says. If I'm davening Shemona Esrei, and I have my eyes closed, then he will not interrupt by walking by even within daled amis. The third answer, the third explanation which is given, is because majority of the davening, it's not Shemona Esrei. Majority of the davening is before Shemona Esrei and after Shemona Esrei, Psukah de Zimra, Shema, Tachnunim. And during those parts of davening, it does not say clearly you're not allowed to walk in front of the mispalo. It says that only by Shemona Esrei. So since most of the parts of the davening you're allowed to, the person who's walking by could assume he's following, he must be, not necessarily, even though you could tell a difference from a person standing Shemona Esrei. Obviously, if you could tell a person standing Shemona Esrei, you shouldn't walk by him. But if you can't tell where he's up to, you could assume that he's up to in those parts of davening that you're allowed to walk by. The Tzitz Eliezer says, if the main reason why you shouldn't walk by is not to interrupt the mispalo, perhaps we are living in a generation where our kavana ain't that great anyways. And we still need the space, people walking by. So maybe they're relying on that you walking by in front of me won't interrupt my great kavana because I'm not doing the greatest job. That's the reasons that Svarim write that even though it's mentioned in Shulchan Aruch, obviously preferable that you should daven in front of a wall, and B, you should make sure to daven in a place where people won't walk by. Why we see that people are not so makbid on this.